This is the coat I wear when I want to look dapper. Yeah. Why, hello. Now, if you don't know who this person is in front of your screen, hello, my name is John. I'm just a regular guy who loves clothing and smelling good. So if you like fashion, if you like fragrance, if you like self-care, then stick around because there might be something for you. Now, if you're like me and you live in a really cold country like Canada, you know that the season is diabolical right now. It is really extremely cold, the air is dry, and this is the time to bust out the perfect outerwear. Now, you might be thinking, John, these coats that I see on the rack here, are really impractical. They're not functional. They're not going to keep you warm, especially if you said, you just mentioned that you live in a country like Canada. I'm here to tell you that simple dressing doesn't have to be boring. And with that, even though it is cold outside, you don't have to compromise feeling good and looking good just to stay warm. Okay, so I figured we would kind of go through some outerwear pieces that I've accumulated over the years that help me get through the winter season. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll be convinced that you can still dress and look good at the same time. I also want to preface that there's all this discourse online about sustainability. I'm not going to be the sustainability police. I'm not here to tell anyone, ditch the polyester. Who am I, right? But however, I am an advocate of doing my part, and secondhand shopping via consignment or thrifting is my way of trying to do my part in saving the planet. So, with that said, for milder winter days, again, if it's -10 outside, I'm not typically going to, you know, reach for a coat like this. However, this is a beautiful chocolate brown leather coat from the brand St. John's. This one was thrifted. Again, leather, may not be the most practical. However, just remember these are for milder winter days when it's not too cold. I can layer it or layer like a sweater underneath, no problem. Hat and scarf and do the whole deal. It's a little weathered. Again, this is like a vintage coat from St. John's Bay. So it's not meant to be completely new. I really don't even like the new leather look. I like something that has a little charm to it. I'll put it on to show you sort of the fit, but it has sort of like almost like an 80s, 90s kind of fit, something that your grandfather or like your dad would wear. Ooh, this is nice. So as you can see, it has a sort of like slightly boxy look to it, which I really like. Typically, these days I find coats, I gravitate towards coats that are slightly oversized so I can comfortably layer underneath as opposed to get something that's too fitted. And I feel a little restricted. Someone like me, I run really hot, so I need constant air circulation to keep me cooler. It has sort of this ruching or little thing at the bottom, so it keeps its shape really nice. There's sort of like vents in the back, again for air circulation. This is a beautiful coat. Got it for like, I want to say 60-70 bucks. It's the color brown too. I'm very picky about brown. As someone who is brown or dark skin, sometimes brown can look a little, I'm not going to say the word, but a little suggestive. I find it has to be the right shade of brown, which this one is. Look at this next beauty. A beautiful, 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 can't speak. A beautiful trench coat from the brand London Fog that I also got secondhand. It goes all the way to why am I lifting it up? It's floor length. A really beautiful sort of like dark moss color. I don't know if it's picking up exactly in the camera the true color, but if you were to see this in person, it has sort of like a really suede effect for it being cotton. Surprisingly, I've had a lot of people approach me and ask me what it's made out of, and they thought it was like some type of velvety suede, but no, it's cotton. Maybe it's just the finish on the coat. It is pretty water resistant to an extent. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get drenched if you were to go outside in like a torrential downpour. It is lined with sort of like this cupro sort of silk fabric on the inside. Surprisingly, again, not something I would wear if it's like -10 outside, but for milder winter days, I can easily layer something underneath this and it keeps me warm. Again, for someone like me who runs hot, I need air. I need air going through my clothing. So this one is a no-brainer for me. I've gotten many compliments on this. Something I'll have in my closet forever. Um, I want to say it was around $70, but it's something that really versatile in my opinion, and I'll have for a very long time. Rest in peace to Frank and Oak. If you're a Canadian, you know that a lot of these stores out here are just going out of business, including Frank and Oak. Hopefully they open up in the future. They have some really cool stuff. This coat I got many years ago during like a winter sale. I think I paid around 150 for this one. It's floor length, again, really long coat, herringbone pattern. It's sort of like a blend of wool, cotton, and something else. Sort of like this technology that makes it like wind resistant as well as water repellent to an extent. Really beautiful coat. Sort of this black and gray color. Nice sort of wide, large lapels, which is a must for me when it comes to overcoats. I really don't like the look of really skinny lapels. I just find that it really changes the overall vibe of a coat. Slightly oversized, again, I can easily layer underneath. Surprisingly, this coat is extremely warm to the point sometimes where I have to take it off and put it, hold it in the crook of my arm because it gets really warm. Like something like this, surprisingly, you might not think it, but I can wear this easily in like -10, -15 degree weather. Again, the idea is that you'd have to layer underneath. Very versatile. The color, it's a neutral, so it's something that can go with anything. Really easy to dress up, dress down, no matter the occasion. I oftentimes wear this with sweats, so that's really a nice option if I want to sort of elevate something that's really casual. Really beautiful coat that I'll have in my closet for a very long time. This is my sexy coat. This is the coat I wear when I want to look dapper. Yeah, this is the coat. It's actually the newest acquisition to my little collection, but it is a beautiful jet black overcoat from the brand Perry's. It's a vintage brand. I got at a consignment store fairly recently, for like $100. It was a no-brainer when I tried it on. I was with a friend at the time, and she egged me on, but it was an amazing price. I didn't even pay out of pocket. I had store credit, which was even better, so I picked up a really amazing buy. Just like a slit in the back that allows for easy movement. Really large, again, like the previous coat, really large, wide lapels, which is a must for me. Hey, look at that. So, yeah, a little oversized. It has sort of like that, again, that 80s, almost like an 80s power suit. The jutting out of the shoulders. I feel like Batman in this coat. Something that Bruce Wayne would wear if he was going out to like a gala or something. It's Bruce Wayne, right? Batman. That'd be embarrassing if it wasn't Bruce Wayne. But yeah, it's really nice. I feel really confident in a suit or a jacket like this. Yeah, it's really simple. For me, typically when it comes to styling outerwear, especially if it's a neutral, if it's really simple, it needs to have sort of like a design element that sets it apart from a basic black coat, right? Because if this didn't have sort of the wide lapel and the jutting out of the shoulders and the extreme length, it would just be another basic black coat that you could probably get at a brand like Zara or H&M. Not that I'm knocking it. I'm not the fashion police, but it's just something different that you can find really cool pieces, I should say, when you opt for thrifting or consignment shopping. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much to show, but I also just want to make it clear that you really don't need that many coats in your closet or your wardrobe to look good and to feel good. You can dress it up, dress it down. You can mix and match. That's my philosophy typically when I put outfits together and when I try to stay warm in the winter season. So yeah, let me know what you think. Until next time, I'll see you later.